kitchen. Today we will be making a milk-based strawberry popsicle to enjoy on these hot summer days. Now this recipe consists of two separate recipes. First I will show you how to make your own whipped cream, and then I will show you how to make the popsicles from that. In order to make this recipe, we are going to need 1 pound of strawberries, about a 1/4 cup of milk, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and about 3 tablespoons of your sweetener. In this case, I'll be using regular sugar. You will also need a blender and maybe a handheld mixer if you don't have this handy tool that I do. This is an immersion blender, and it also has a whisk attachment to help me make my whipped cream. You can make your whipped cream with just your whisk and good old elbow grease, but your wrist and your hands probably won't be thanking you later. So let's start by making our whipped cream. For that, we're going to just need the 2 cups of whipping cream, some vanilla, and our mixer. Now I have chilled my bowl and my mixer because the way whipped cream works is when you're whisking it, you are adding air that is trapped by the fat molecules in the heavy cream. And the colder that molecule is, the better grip it's going to have on the air, and it's going to make whipping the cream very easy compared to a looser, warm fat molecule that won't hold on to that air quite as well. Let's add our 2 cups of cream. Then I'm going to start with 1 teaspoon of vanilla and taste it and see where we're at. So, when you're making whipped cream, you know you're done when you start to get those peaks that stand up when you pull out your spoon or whatever it is you're mixing with. Those are known as stiff peaks. It's what you're looking for when you're whipping egg whites or whipped cream like we are right now. So I tasted my whipped cream after I finished whipping it, and it needs the extra teaspoon of vanilla that I didn't put in the beginning. I thought I would just hold off and see if it needed it, and turns out it does. Now, I didn't add any sugar to this whipped cream because the sugar is going to be in our strawberry mixture, which we're going to make next. Normally, if I was just making whipped cream to go on top of a sundae or something, I would add powdered sugar to sweeten it. Alright, so that tastes good. And now we can move on to our strawberry mixture after I wash my hands. Now that our strawberries are rinsed, we can start to cut the tops off. I like to do that with a paring knife. If you watched my Pico de Gallo video, you'll know that to use a paring knife, you hold the handle in your fingers like this, you point the blade towards yourself, and you cut into your thumb, like so. Now we're going to blend these up, so they don't have to be all that small. I'm just going to cut the tops off and cut them in half. The smaller ones, you just cut the tops off, throw them in. So let's talk about our popsicle mixture here. It's going to have milk, strawberry, and sugar. Now, once we've blended it, kind of depends how you want your popsicle. If you don't like seeds in your popsicle, we can strain it afterwards. I don't have a strainer and I don't mind the seeds, so I am just going to blend it and leave it as so. Also, if you like to have whole fruit in your popsicle, you can save some of these strawberries and cut them into slices. And when you're pouring your mixture into your popsicle mold or whatever you have, you can add the slices for a little more texture in your popsicle. For me, I am just going to go for full pureed popsicles. Now, that is also another thing that I didn't really talk about, is your popsicle mold, or however you want to freeze this. So I was planning to freeze it in an ice cube mold and add toothpicks as the little sticks. But when I went to Rite Aid, I saw these little popsicle molds that looked perfect for what I was going to do. So I decided to buy one of those. Now, if you don't have an ice cube tray or popsicle mold, you can just get cups and make a frozen treat like that. Because this recipe should make about 8 popsicles. And I'm thinking that's on the larger side. My popsicle mold is pretty small, so I'm pretty sure I could make about 12 of my popsicles. But I will probably just make 4 and add a little bit to cups as a little treat. Now that we have our strawberries all cut and ready to be blended, let's add our 1/4 cup of milk and then our 3 tablespoons of whatever sweetener you prefer. Now, this isn't much liquid, so it might be a little bit difficult for me to get my immersion blender to get going, but let's see what we can do. this is what I ended up with. I didn't really want any chunks in my popsicles, so I blended until I didn't see any chunks of strawberry left, and it was all smooth. You can blend it to however you would like your popsicles to look. Or again, you can blend it till smooth and add slices of strawberry in a little bit when we pour our popsicles into the molds. Now that we have both our whipped cream and our strawberry mixture, we can add them together to make our popsicle mix. It's very tempting to lick that whipped cream bowl, but let's save that until after we have mixed our popsicles. Mixing it until you get it all the same color. You don't want to kind of dig through and see streaks of real red and white. You want to mix it until it's all a nice creamy pink color. I'll let you see in just a moment when I'm done mixing this. Give it one last taste by running a clean finger on the back of your spoon. It's pretty good, sweet and tart. Right, now that I've washed my hands after licking my finger, I will show you how my popsicle mixture came out. This is what it looks like, a nice creamy pink mixture. So now I'm going to take the tops off my popsicle mold and I'm going to spoon the mixture in there and put it in the freezer overnight. This is where it might get a little messy. Counter to settle any air bubbles that might be in there. That way we get a solid popsicle. This off, that the lids are on, and I will put it in the freezer. Since I only have one popsicle mold, I'm going to put the rest of my mixture in these cups and have desserts that I can eat with a spoon. Once you fill up your containers. Just kind of shake them, let gravity do the work, level out the tops, and then these go in the freezer overnight as well. Now that concludes our step for today. Now would be a good time to help clean up your mess that you just made, and I will see you tomorrow for our taste test. Hello friends, and welcome back to my kitchen. My popsicles have frozen overnight, and now it's time to finally taste them. So I've cheated and I've already gotten my popsicles unstuck before I started filming, but the way I did that was I let them sit out. It's pretty warm in my house. Gave them like a minute, and then I also helped them by holding my hands along the side to warm up the outer part of the popsicle, and then it would slide right out. So let's give them a taste. Tastes pretty good. It's nice and creamy and a little sweet. Just a tip, I know I said you could make a little cup and eat it with a spoon. That mixture does come out pretty hard, so if you're gonna do that, I would recommend letting that sit out. And I actually prefer the popsicle form, so if you want to do the ice tray with toothpicks, I think that would be a better treat. The recipe was also on the larger side, so if it's only 1 or 2 people having the popsicles, maybe cut it in half. I can do the math for you on that to help you out. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoy your summer and enjoy your summer treat. Tell your family you love them and give them a big hug. And I'll see you guys soon.